Okay, so we're talking about SMITE once again today because there's been some big news, man. I don't know if you know this, but there have been some leaks, man. There have been some people doing some data mining, and we now know about the new god, okay? And that is the Koopa King, okay? They're putting Bowser into SMITE, and I don't know what to think about this, man. I mean, I played Smash and, I didn't play Bowser, I played Pit, but I'm still kind of excited about it, man. I mean, he's the Koopa King, and he's a big character, but he's got the fire breath, man. He's kind of got a projectile, so that's kind of cool. And, I mean, on the other hand, I think it's a little bit cheap, maybe a little bit desperate that they're pulling in characters from Nintendo. It's kind of like with Capcom and all that. I mean, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot, and see how he turns out, man. Because, shoot, yeah, man. He's, from a classic franchise. And, you know, I went and did some homework about him, man. I wanted to learn, okay, because a lot of people don't know this, but Bowser is not just a video game character, okay? He is from mythology, man. They've got people in Japan that I don't know why, but over in Japan, they are worshiping him as a god. Okay, they worship Nintendo characters. I mean, I knew that there were people marrying video game characters, but I didn't know they actually worshipped them. But, whatever. I mean, I guess that's pretty cool. And there is a lot of lore about it, man. I actually went and I spent 10 minutes reading on Wikipedia, okay? So I'm making sacrifices to bring you quality, up to date information, okay? And I learned a lot of things. So they've got these things in Japan, man. They're called Koopas, okay? And they're these little creatures. They're kind of like turtles, but they've got kind of big eyes and they look kind of weird and they do some strange stuff, man. And they are pranksters, okay? They will prank you because they are even hurting people in Japan, man. They will do some devious things. I mean, you don't know what they're going to do, okay? Some of them, they will just keep going, man. They will keep walking in a straight line no matter what. And even if they fall off a cliff, okay, they don't care, man. That is how crazy they are. But you don't know because some of them, usually the red ones, they will not do that. They will turn the other way, man. And you don't know that. So you can run into them and take damage, okay? And that has happened to me plenty of times, okay, because some of those games are pretty hard, and apparently that is from real life, man. That is a real thing that happened in history, okay, and some of them are even crazier than that, man. They've got ones that they can fly, they are jumping around, and they can even fly, man, and some of them will throw hammers at you, and they're wearing armor. Okay, and they are really hard to deal with, man, because I don't know how people in Japan were dealing with this, man, back in the day, because that is just crazy. But anyway, like I said, he is the Koopa King, okay? Bowser, he is the head of them all, man. They all are, following him or whatever. And they've even got temples in Japan, man. I'm not making this up. You can go look it up, okay? It is on Google. And they've got temples where they've got statues of Bowser, man. And I don't know how people deal with that, man. If I was a little kid growing up in Japan and my parents took me to, a Bowser temple, I would probably have crapped my pants, man. Because I remember what Bowser's levels were like in those games. They are scary, man. They have got lava, okay? They've got scary music, with organs playing in it. And I mean, you can just die very easily, man. It is not for sissies, okay? But they've got these temples, and they look at video games very differently than we do, man. It is a way of life to them. It is very serious, and I don't understand that, but I respect it, man, because it is kind of a way of life to me too. It is to me. It is more about competition and hopefully making money, but for them, it is a religion, okay, and that's pretty cool. But anyway, man, I want to talk about what will the Koopa King's moveset be, okay? Because they've done a little bit of data mining about that, and I don't know exactly what they found, man, but I want to say what I think they should do, okay? And that is, okay, man, his one, that has got to be the Fire Breath, man. It is a lion attack, okay? That is pretty much his clear, okay? That is how you deal with minions, and it might have a little bit of CC on it, man, like a burn. I mean, kind of like in the games, man. When you fall into the lava or Bowser hits you with that fire, your butt is on fire, man. You're gonna start yelling and running around, and you can't control it. And they can't make it too overpowered. That would be a little bit OP, but maybe a little bit. That would be cool. And okay, his two. That is the Whirling Fortress, man. That is his up B from Smash. Okay, and that is basically a get out of my face move. That is area of effect. Okay, it might have a little bit of a knock up, but basically, that is what they're going to do because Bowser, he's clearly going to be a guardian, man. I mean, I don't think there's anything else he's going to be. He's basically a big fat turtle and he breathes fire, so that is what he would be. And I think that's pretty cool. I don't normally play guardian, but I mean, he's got the fireman. He might be kind of interesting. So, okay, his three, man, that is the down B. Okay, that is basically the Bowser bomb, where he is jumping in the air and sitting on you, and that does a lot of damage, man. I don't know if you played Mario 3, but it is pretty serious, man. It can go through the ground, and that is usually how you kill Bowser. But so it could be a weakness, man. If you miss it, you could get punished, because it could be red and it could be punished, but it would probably root them or stun them, and maybe even it could be used as an escape. It could be a little bit risky if you miss it, but you could go through walls, you could go jump over walls, and that is how you could escape, in the jungle. But, okay, his ultimate, man, that is a pretty obvious one, okay? That has got to be the Giga Bowser, okay? That is the final smash where he gets really big, man, and you cannot do anything to him, okay? He's going to have increased damage, okay? He's going to have increased defense, and he's pretty much CC immune, man. So you just got to watch out for that, man. I mean, I don't think there's anything like that in the game already. It might be a little bit crazy, but I don't know. I think they should just go for it. But anyway, man, I think that is about it. And I need to head out anyway because I was watching a show where they were teaching you how to cook pizzas, man, and I'm thinking about trying that out. But I just want to say, okay, stay tuned for my next SMITE video because I'm going to be talking about some interesting things, man. I've been trying to learn about the gods, man, because that is the good thing about video games, man. We no longer have to, read about boring things like gods, okay, because we've got video games to tell us about them. And that makes it more interesting, I think it brings it to a wider audience that they may not be as knowledgeable and familiar as I am, but we are just all going to have to try to learn about them, man, because I think it is important. And so until the next time, man, just try to stay up to date, okay? Follow the news, man. Like and share and subscribe to get accurate, up-to-date information, okay? Because that is what I am trying to bring, man. I want it to be true to the games, okay? I want to give you the cutting edge that will help you deal with the scrubs, okay, and get you there competitively. So until next time, just take it easy, and I'll be back with more advanced commentaries and strategies. Okay.